Thanks for joining me. Today's November 13th. Last night I got a beautiful buck in a stand I called Danger Zone. I kind of want to go through that hunt with you, and I got some decent footage hopefully this time of this hunt. So I want to go a little brief history of this spot. What's usually important for me when I'm hunting is following deer from 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 years old, and that's kind of what makes the deer special. In this case, it's not really so much that the deer is special as much as the spot. I have a lot of time and energy and strategizing and stuff vested in this spot, and it's also been a group effort because Forrest helped me hang the stand and Lily helped me put a bridge in, so I kind of want to go over that. It's a pretty exciting hunt for me. But going into what is week 7 for me, which is November 12th through the 19th. So that's peak breeding. That's when the majority of the estrus does are going to be in estrus. And my strategy is just simply to spend as much time as I possibly can in my deer stand. But also going into week 7, because I already have one buck shot in gummy, my thought process is I'm going to start hunting fringes. I'm going to start hunting maybe a new farm or a fringe spot, and I'm going to leave kind of what I consider to be our core, which isn't not hundreds of acres, but it's kind of an area that I would call home, that we kind of can watch deer grow if they make it. And my thought is I'll leave the core areas alone for Amy to hunt and then Lily for late muzzleloader, and if I can pick up a big mature buck on a fringe area, that's kind of the goal. And so one of those areas is Danger Zone. It was a stand set up in 2021, in the spring of 2021, during shed season. Daughter-in-law Jessica was down and my son Forrest was down doing some shed hunting, and we hung that stand set up in this spot we call Danger Zone, and it was set up for a possible way to ambush this giant buck that I was hunting at the time called Ranger. But with Ranger already dead coming into this year, I still felt like it was a really good spot. It's just a small little corner, a narrow, really a small spot, but it's a really thick spot that I thought acted as a funnel, a bedding area, and there's a couple good fence jumps right in that area. So with good access, I'm able to hunt downwind side of this little bedding pocket in combination with a fence jump, and downwind side of bedding and a funnel, and I thought it was just a really good setup. But I also thought that it really wouldn't get good until mid-November, when all the corn and beans are harvested, reducing basically cover and habitat for deer, so when they were less spread out, and when all the areas got a little bit of pressure from bow hunting. So all the other bow hunters in the area might be bumping some deer and putting some pressure, and this little thicket is such hard access. It's just not good access for anybody that I felt deer would be comfortable coming in there in mid-November. The key with Danger Zone being what I felt a successful spot or a good spot was the access. So when Forrest and I originally hung this stand, access, we just dropped some old dead logs across this deep ditch. But it just didn't work out for us because the water level was high last year and I couldn't get across. So this summer, Lily and I came in and we put a telephone pole across with some boards across it. So what that did for me is it allowed me to come in through a cow pasture, cross this ditch with this telephone pole we used, and go directly up the stand. So basically I changed what was poor access in parallel access. Before, I was forced to cross a beaver dam and walk this entire bedding area to get up in my stand, where now I could come in perfectly perpendicular and right up the stand. Everything in front of me, wind in my face, set up perfect for a southwest wind. The funnel's in front of me, fence jump about 100 yards this way, 200 yards to this way was a fence jump, and then a nice funnel downwind side of bedding. To me, it set up perfect, but the key was putting in this crossing. So I want to show you a little bit of video of Lily and I this summer putting that crossing in. So today, it's what, end of May? Well, actually, it's Memorial Weekend. And I hung this stand with Forrest. It's back here, you'll never be able to see it. There's too much green right now. But I hung this stand for Forrest. We call this Danger Zone. It's a little 15-acre woodlot here, just really thick. and the bucks really kind of pile in here and the does kind of pile in here toward the middle of November-ish. I think it's when all the surrounding areas have had quite a bit of hunting pressure. So I had high hopes for this spot, and last year I came in after we had some rain, and there's a creek here and I couldn't cross it. I got about halfway across and I backed out. I went all the way around and crossed the beaver dam and then came back up on the other side, and the whole time I'm bumping deer. So my access is perfect. Right here, the stand's 70 yards here, but I have to be able to cross. So I had this idea of dropping a telephone pole across here and maybe putting some boards across so I can get good access to this tree stand, but I couldn't do it by myself. So I got Lily out here helping me today. So just to wrap things up here, one telephone pole I got for free, and then these are all scrap pieces of wood. And I know it's kind of ugly, but that's the point. When I do stuff, I purposely try and do it for no money. Scrap wood, scrap fence posts and stuff, just because I'm like anti-spending money on hunting purposes. And it's not like I don't have the money, it's just that I'm anti, like, what do you want to say? Commercialized. I just don't want to be commercialized. I want to do it like this. So the rope actually adds a lot. You can, I'm actually going to go again, but. So the stage was set, and this was the third time that I would be sitting this stand the evening of November 12th, Sunday night. And the full video, if you want to see the full video comparing perpendicular and parallel access and then putting this bridge in, I'll put that video in the description of this hunt. But the key was that access, getting up in that tree, everything in front of me. And now I think let's just go into the video, and I think it speaks for itself. So you hear me talk about access all the time. So access to this danger zone is through this cow pasture. And you can see on this day, it had to be close to 70 degrees. So don't ever let anybody tell you to not hunt when it's warm out. I'm going in with just my base layers. And that's that makeshift ditch crossing that Lily and I built. And I wasn't on stand very long, and this little buck came right through the funnel. So, I mean, that's a good sign.
At 4:58, I texted Tom to see if this buck I was seeing was a mature buck or not. I thought it was, but I just wasn't 100% sure.
So the video of what she sent me finally comes through. Our reception for our cell phones isn't the greatest, is it, Amy?
No, not good.
And it finally comes through, and I'm like, yeah, I think he is a 9-pointer. I think he is that 9-pointer that you were after. And I look up, and right when I look up from texting her, this busted up, I don't even know what this deer is. He doesn't even have a left main beam. All his tines are busted off the right side. So I put the video camera on him, and I go back down, to watch that video again to see what's going on with Amy. Is she going to get a shot, or what's going on?
So Tom tells me, yes, that is the big 9-pointer. And then the next text is, gotta go, big buck.
So I was texting back and forth with Amy, and I look up, and all I see is this big rack coming with a big body deer behind it. So I want to say he's about 50 yards away, but he's facing me, so he's going to come in. I don't know if he's going to go left and walk right in front of the stand in a shooting lane, or if he's going to go right. So I'm shifting my body right now. I'm hedging my bets he's going to go right. Because I'm right-handed, I can't shoot off my right side, so I'm twisting as far as I can right now as I grab my bow and as I grab the camera and try and set up for the shot. If he goes left, I can shoot off my left shoulder pretty easy. But if he goes right, and when I say right, I'm talking my right, I'll be ready for the shot. Just ahead, you're going to hear me pull my bow back. I don't want to dwell on this point, but a lot of people like the feedback I give on where to aim. So this deer's at 15 yards. Again, I'm shooting about 345 feet per second. So this deer, it's impossible to jump my string. So I'm aiming center vitals. I'm following that leg up, and I'm going to let it go. If this deer was at, let's say, 35 yards, I'd probably be holding halfway down between that red dot and the bottom of the deer. I'd be aiming more for a heart shot, anticipating a drop. Just shot a giant. I would have put another arrow in him. But my angle is not good here. I got this tree branch. It's not the same as where the camera is. He's down right there. That's a big buck. Danger zone. I'm gonna do the best I can here. I'm gonna go look where the arrow is first. He hasn't moved now. Oh, for 5-10 minutes. I got down. I let Wishbone know what's going on. She was actually texting me when that buck was coming in because she had a good buck by her too tonight. So I'm gonna go check the arrow and we're gonna go walk over by him. Yeah, there it is. There we go. So I got the arrow. I mean, obviously this is not a track job. I seen him go down, but I just wanted to find the arrow. It just means something a little bit to me. So I'm gonna put the camera down. He's laying right there. I'll put the arrow away, then we're gonna go get him. So, all right. He just twitched a little bit. I'm gonna give him another 5 minutes. He's 5 yards away here right now. So I can see the exit wound. So yeah, we're just gonna let him go for another 5 minutes. So that was really bizarre.
I shut the video camera off, and right when I shut the video camera off, I took one step and that buck jumped up. So that's just me being impatient. But he ran just a little ways here, and he was in the open, and I shot and put another arrow in him. So I'm gonna shut the camera off because it's really thick here and I don't want to fall down because I got my arrow with me. And I left my bow up by the deer. So this is I've already found them, obviously. But I'm gonna shut the camera off. We'll get up by the fence here and we'll walk up to the deer. He made it out to this fence. Let me just put the camera on him. He's a beautiful buck. Beautiful, beautiful buck. I texted Amy, and she said she's gonna grunt at that buck she had by her, so I haven't heard anything since. So what a beautiful buck. Red coat, very red coat on him. Let's take a look at him. This is hard to self-film and do this, but I'm doing the best I can here. Well, welcome back, everybody. Today's the 13th of November. Last night, I shot this. To me, it's an awesome buck in a stand I call Danger Zone. And most bucks that I shoot, what makes them special is that I follow them from year to year. So I watch them grow, let's say, from 3 to 4 to 5 or even older. This buck is special to me because of the stand, Danger Zone. I put this stand in to try and kill this buck Ranger a couple years ago. Forrest and I put this stand in the spring during shed hunting. But my access was fumbled last year because of this crossing. I had to cross this ditch. It was full of water and it didn't work out. So this year, Lily and I went back in the summertime and built this makeshift bridge out of a telephone pole and some boards so I could get perpendicular access to this stand. And I really wanted it to pay off because the strategy was good and the effort was good and it was just a lot of fun, and that's what I enjoy, chasing these big whitetails, and it all paid off last night. So just a beautiful buck, and I love the story behind it and the fact that it was a group effort with my family, and I hope you enjoyed the hunt.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that hunt. It was really exciting for me. We had a good time here Sunday night. Some friends came over and we just enjoyed the fall rut, talking big deer hunting stories and stuff like that. For my part here, I will continue to try and get some video footage and do these weekly updates, even though this isn't a weekly update. I'm going to try and hunt for some does. I'm definitely backing off on any kind of aggressiveness, so I'm not putting pressure on our deer. And I'll do what I can to help Amy, maybe do some glassing for her, but let's see if we can't get wishbone on a good buck yet this year.